Well, hi friends of Park City Television. How are you all doing? It's your pal Terry. I'm super excited today. We are at the Rocket Skates recording studio here in downtown Salt Lake. I'm with my pal Nate Brown and I'm very excited. We're going to take a quick look at a recording session with some of my favorite musicians from here in Utah, the mighty Hogan. Nate, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great. I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Talk about the decision to open a recording studio, kind of the business landscape, and about getting it launched.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, my business partner, and I both eventually just got tired of working day jobs and working at studios that we weren't completely in love with. There are a lot of good recording studios in the Valley, but none that really had a vibe. It was kind of this weird thing where either the studio had a great vibe, but not really that high end, or it was super high end and it felt like an office building where you're just on the clock. We wanted to make a place where people could just hang out, make music, and still get a good product out of it.
Let's talk, if we can, a little bit about, it's 2014, you've opened a studio at a time when the perception is that everybody does a record in their bedroom or in their garage.
You know, it is kind of like a common perception, and not necessarily a misconception at all, but, you know, people are like, you know, I can record a record at home for $10 or whatever. What a lot of people find is when they start recording is not quite the quality that they're used to hearing, and it's also not nearly as easy as people make it out to be. So, you know, getting good tones and understanding the workflow and understanding editing and, you know, all these things, you know, people that are serious about it realize really quick how worth it is to hire a professional. And we found, like, once we get someone in here and we show them some of the music we've worked on and they get the vibe of the space, from that point on, people find a way to pay for it, and we'll help them find a way to pay for their project. And we're not just gonna be like, oh, well, yeah, we'll see you when you're ready. It's like, how can we help you? Working in the music industry, any studio you work at, it could be the biggest studio in LA or New York or wherever, they're all very customer service minded because your client is king, and if your client's not happy, they're never coming back.
Well, we're continuing our super fun day here at Rocket Skates recording with quite possibly the finest human beings playing punk rock, Celtic, world music. It's really world music. Hogan, I am here with the main man, Canyon Jack Elliott and Moses McKinley. Hi boys, how are you? Good to see you.
You as well.
How's your day recording here at Rocket Skates?
So much fun. So much fun.
So this room sounds amazing. I know that you guys have got some real experience in the recording process. Got an album you just finished, and yet here you are doing some stuff at Rocket Skates. Talk about what you're working on today and about the album.
Right now we're working on doing pretty much a 2-track cassette. We're going to release just like an A and B side. It's just something fun for us to do, something fun for the fans, shake things up a little bit. It's going to have a song off of our upcoming album and a song off of the album after that. So it's all still at this point previously unreleased. So
why the selection of these particular tracks to include?
So Flying Trapeze, which is going to be off of the upcoming album, The Show, which is coming out early 2015. That song, since it was introduced, immediately sort of just became a staple to the set list. It feels good, we all enjoy it. It has all the elements that we feel like embody what we do as a band, and so it's kind of no question that that's something that we should do again, because it's something that as all songs will do, changes over time anyways. And then the other song, No Means Jeff, we picked that because it's essentially just a new song that we just got done, and there's no record of it anywhere, and we're still even working on it. And that's what's cool about this, is it's going to be really kind of a B-side thing. It's not going to be a set in stone thing. So the songs very well may change before we release them on a full-length album. But it's nice to have something that's new and bring it out and show it to people, and, you know, just do kind of a one-off, have fun with it sort of a thing.
If you would talk a little bit about where you guys are at with songwriting, because not to minimize in any way the compositions that I know you from our first associations, but I really love the arrangements, and I feel like these songs are compositionally complex. Not too complex, but certainly feel like a bigger canvas, like a deeper accomplishment from a songwriting perspective.
Yeah, we have a lot of experience coming in, which is good, and I like to say that we like that things need to be a little needlessly complicated sometimes. That depth in the music is stuff that is ignored a lot in mainstream music.
it's quite interesting for Canyon and I, and you know, especially because of the fact that he didn't play accordion before this band, and I hardly knew how to play mandolin for this band, and so there's a lot of correlation between our ability on the instrument and the way that the songs are written. I feel like that has a lot to do with it. You know, the earlier stuff was very much, let's keep it simple because I can't play better than that. And now it's like we've gotten to the point of where, you know, 160 something shows in and 350 plus practices. Why not? Like, why not? You know, now we've figured it out. We have a better idea of it, and now we can actually keep up with the other people in the band that actually know how to play their instruments, and so we can finally really give things a legitimate shot and make the songs more true to what we want to do musically.
A lot of the early stuff we powered through with. We've played together so much over the years that learning new instruments together was actually really awesome, because we had this previous skill that we knew how to read each other very well, and then once we could watch each other play these new instruments, and that's kind of the driving point. For the whole first album, that was about as good as we could possibly be. It was the hardest stuff I could play personally. And that's how this new album is, but I've progressed so much as a musician on that instrument particularly.
Absolutely. I mean, the new album that's coming out is, there's absolutely no question that the instrumentation is a giant leap forward. It was the instrumentation, the songwriting in general, the way everything's set up, it is a step in a completely different direction, but still identifiably ours. And that's part of the reason that we're here today, and we want to do a couple tracks. We want to try to have something that's a little bit more easily digestible for a lot of people, that they can just pick up, get a couple songs, right, get their fix. So we've recorded our last two albums at Salt Lake Recording Service, just around the corner from here, which has been awesome. We enjoyed every second of it. But Brad, that ran that place, shut it down, moved to the other side of the country, and so for us, it's been like, well, we've sort of had this home, and where is another place that we can go? And we've been in a lot of studios in this valley, and realistically, this is comfortable for us, and that's really the number one thing with stuff like this, is it needs to be comfortable. And then on top of that, the room sounds amazing. The engineers know what they're doing, so it makes perfect sense to be here. And you know,
I'm excited to get our first product finished and in our hands, see what it sounds like. This might be a new home.
It's a touching moment.
It's real. This is real.
Well, I love you guys. Thanks for letting us come in and hang out and drink a beer, foot 5. Good times. Thank you, and you're gonna play.
Yes. Songs.
Let's do that.
Yep.
Songs, music, folk Hogan.
What should we do?
Beautiful thing.
Zing songs. You know?